Yeah, obviously it was a long night. I appreciate everybody, sticking it out. I'm glad we were able to get it in. Certainly great patience by both teams, and finally, the weather cleared for us. But, I felt like we came out with some juice, and then there was a time of, lack of focus, in special teams, offense, defense. One of the phases just, gave in, and we lost a little bit of lackluster there in the second quarter, and, made it a little bit tighter. Giving up a fake punt or a blocked punt at the end of the half wasn't good. Part of that's my fault, trying to move in a 2-minute situation and then allowing them to use a timeout. I should have let the clock run a little bit. But anyways, we still got a block for the punt. But I felt like we came into the locker room and just kind of regroup and reset ourselves and came out with a lot of juice. And there were some good things, and got to see some other guys get in the game that usually don't. And that was good to see. So, certainly happy with the win and, ready to move on. We use the term ride the wave. You just got to stay in the middle of it, and you've got to control your emotions and don't let your emotions control you. And, and I give those guys a lot of credit, because it was a long delay, because you're so jacked up to play, and we're about to kick off. We get sent in, and we're in there for several hours, then we go back out, and then we get sent back in. And so, just got to stay in the middle of it all, and you've got to control your emotions and don't let your emotions control you. And I thought for the most part, there was a pretty good job of that. Certainly there was some lack of focus at times, once we got going there, but I think they regrouped for the second half and played pretty well. I think they did a great job. I think they had a great plan. I think that, I think at one point, we're winning a football game 16-12. They have 50 yards of offense. So I thought our defense did a pretty good job of dominating. We had a couple lapses, with coverage, and that's the focus thing that we talk about. So, but overall, I thought they did a good job, and it was great to see some young guys get in there at the end of the game. Yeah, it was good to see him, get going, and he's a guy that has been around here and understands that, it's going to start with the run game and everything's going to get built off of that. But it was good to see him, get into the open field, break some tackles, get in the open field, make a guy miss. He looked fresh. I thought up front we blocked some things really well up front and did a good job. So I'm happy with that. But certainly I think Jaden is a consistent player, and super happy for him.
I think I got to credit the O-line, of course. They make the way, and just had some seams that we were able to establish. We were able to dominate the line of scrimmage, and I had to take care of the rest. That was it. I mean, if it was at 12 o'clock at night we started the game, or if it was at 8 or 9, whenever we did start. But so we all knew we were going to get this game done, and it's a conference game. So, one loss of conference, and we might not make the playoffs. So we have that in our back of our minds. So we were focused on the game, no matter the circumstance. I knew I had 4 touchdowns, but I didn't know anything about a record or anything like that. I think when you're out there, you're just playing. I had a lot of people coming up to me saying 4. So I knew what I had, but yeah, just you don't really think about that in the game. So, I wasn't worried about no record or anything. It felt real good. I had a bunch of, family and friends coming out today, and I thought with the 4-hour delay, they would have went home. I was telling them to go home, and they ended up staying. So it meant a lot to play in front of them, and then of course the fans. There was a good amount of people out there, even though it was 12 o'clock. The game finished at like 12:30, so it was definitely fun to play in front of all of them. Yeah, it is. We don't know what to expect. They played. I think they played Bethel and Point before us. Well, I know they played Bethel and Point before us, and we just watched their film. We treat it like every week. Watch film, see the scheme that they're running, and just go off of that. It wasn't much of a difference. We can't do what we did in the first half, of course. I think the offense is still trying to find an identity. First half you kind of noticed that, and in the second half we kind of got back to what we were used to, which is running the ball. And so I think it was a good way to figure out an identity this game, but we can't do that for games coming forward.
We love being at home, and we love playing here, and there seemed to be a pretty good crowd that stuck around. I know there's some family members that traveled, and they waited it out in their cars and came back in, and certainly there was some juice from our stands, and for those young kids to get in front, and some guys played in their first college football game ever tonight, so that was exciting, and we love playing at home.